Hello everybody, this is Lisa Brown from Brown Goes Crafting. This is an ornament for day number 5. We have taken a wood U-bend surface that the trims come on, and I thought this would make a perfect bobber or an ornament. So I painted it white with some acrylic paint, and that didn't cover it because it was made out of MDF, and it just kind of sucks up the paint. So then I went back with a couple coats of Waverly white chalk paint. We're going to give this a good dry. I'm going to touch it up. And I'm using my heat tool that I got from Scrappy's Rustic to dry this ornament up. This is a huge ornament. You can see by my hand on there that it's going to be a jumbo size ornament. We put on some Mod Podge, and it took a little more Mod Podge than normal. So I put a little bit more on. And then I put my ornament aside, and I put my napkin on it, and I thought I need to do something a little bit different. So I took off all of the blue around this napkin with my water pen, and I usually put my thumb on what I want to keep and then tear off the rest out of the way. And then you can come back and you can trim it up a little bit. And once you get it laid down into the Mod Podge, if you see anything you don't want, you can take your fingernail and scrape it away before you dry it. And then I took another little tree and covered up some of that space, and I'm getting a little bit of that blue off of there. Then I put some Mod Podge on top of that piece, and I glued down that extra piece of tree. And now we're going to put our parchment, our heat Teflon, and then we're going to press it out. I took an ink pen. I kind of went around the edges of my Santa because that blue background kind of defined his face a little better. So once I had all this done, I put a coat of Mod Podge on it and dry it. And sometimes the heat tool takes longer to dry glue because you really sometimes need a cooler air to dry glue so it's not so sticky. Now after I looked at that, I thought I'm going to make this two-sided for tomorrow. So I went ahead and painted off the top of the bottom or the back of it. And then I flipped it back around to look at it, and I thought that tree needs some help. So I took out another tree off of another napkin and just Mod Podged it on top of it. And it gives this tree a fuller look. You can see right there, I am taking all that red and that blue off of that tree. I'm going to tear off the sides just a little bit and grunge it up so it'll blend in. Put some Mod Podge down, and we laid that tree right over what we just did. We're going to dry it there real quick, and then we're going to sand it off. And it looks much better. You can see it here in just a second. Next, I'm taking some red and tan jute that I got from Dollar Tree, and we're going to wrap it around the top of the ornament, and we're just going to wrap it and go around and around and around. And once we get closer to that hole, we're going to start going through the hole and wrapping it around. Now this took a little bit of time, and I kind of got out of camera a couple times there, but I'm just going around. And when you start making that curve, it's a little harder because you need to glue every little piece down, front and back, so that it won't slip. So now we're threading it again. And I keep having to make my twine a little stiff to go through that. It kept wanting to split on me. So you can see I'm going up and around the edge. And this jute was a little thin, so it took a lot more. You really couldn't use anything thicker because of the size of the hole. Now here in a minute, you're going to see me grab my scissors and make that hole a little bit bigger just by putting them in that center and just kind of wiggling it a little bit to give me just a little bit of wiggle room. Because the closer we get, the tighter it gets. See there, I got my scissors, I went in. I think I did that about twice. But once we get it wrapped all the way around, we're going to come up through the back. We got 2 more loops there, I believe. Maybe 3. There we go. I had to start pushing my thread through there. So I'm come through the last time, and I'm going to take my tail of my yarn, and boy, I cut it close on how much I needed there, and I tied it off in a little knot. I noticed a little place at the top, so the little tied piece that I cut off, I just wrapped around that edge and covered up what needed to be covered up. Now we're going to put some Dollar Tree greenery on it. This little greenery had 2 gold balls, and I wished it would have had 3, but I only had 2. I hope you like this ornament, and I will see you guys again tomorrow for the next ornament. Thank you all.